Welcome Gateway Gators to another monthly bonus for the month of February. On February 14th is Valentine's Day, which means we get to show our loved ones how much we care. I'm going to be doing a really fun craft that you can give to a parent, a guardian, maybe your grandparents, maybe your uncles or aunts, a sister, a brother, or a friend, just to show them how much you love them. And not only are you going to be loving them, you're going to be loving the earth too, because we are going to be using recycled paper in order to make seed bombs in the shape of a heart. And so let's go ahead and get started. For this project, I have a nice bin that is leak proof. You could use any kind of bin or large bowl for this, and you will also need scrap paper. I definitely recommend you doing this with your class because we have a lot of waste in our school and in our classrooms from papers. Maybe it's some scrap paper from math work, maybe it's a drawing or doodle that you did, maybe it's a schedule from a teacher, and I want you to go ahead and start and rip them into the tiniest pieces you possibly can. If you want some color in your seed pods, find some colored scrap paper. I'm choosing pink because I would love to have a little splash of pink in my heart and have some fun. Scrap paper that I need for this project all ripped up and put into this bin, I'm going to be adding some warm water. Warm water helps the paper break down. The smaller your pieces, the better it will break down. We will eventually be putting this in the blender to really make sure that paper turns nice and pulpy and soft. But for now, we just pour some water in until it's over the paper, covering the paper, and let it sit for a day. Now that I've had my paper water mixture soaking for a little while, I am ready to go to the next step. With this next step, we are going to be blending this paper until it is the consistency of cooked oatmeal. So kind of a mushy, blobby mess, paper pulp. And you will need a cheap blender is always the best way to go. This is a school blender that we have, so if staff are interested in making this with their students, it will be located under the sink for you. You will also need a colander and a bowl because we are going to be pouring that mixture into a colander, kind of shaking out the excess water, not squeezing all the water out because that'll make it difficult to blend our seeds and form it into shapes, and getting rid of the excess water. So I'm going to go ahead and start by pouring this mixture into the blender about halfway full and blending it in batches. That way we don't put the blender through too much of a hard time. And I'm going to go ahead and just pour some of the water and some of the pulp in. There we go. What a beautiful pink color this is made using that pink construction paper mixed with our scrap classroom paper. I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off and pour our paper pulp into a colander. Now that looks like the consistency of oatmeal to me. Now that I drained the water out of my paper pulp and I've got kind of that mushy, oatmeal-y consistency pouring out that excess water, I am ready to put my seeds inside to make this a real seed bomb. Mr. Sullivan and Miss Sarah were super generous and gave me a beautiful packet of purple poppies from Tacoma that they grew in their very own garden, and I can't wait to use these to make my seed bombs. I am going to go ahead and open my little package here. Ooh, look at these pretty little seeds, and sprinkle those seeds all throughout my pulp. I am going to start my mixing process. I'm taking a glob and I'm going to do my best to get some of that excess water out and start forming it into the best heart that I can. If it breaks apart, you can always just stick it back together. It's not always the easiest stuff to work with, but you can make some really fun things. Ta-da! I'm going Now that I have my heart, I'm going to transfer it to a drying rack. If you don't have a drying rack, that's okay. You can always just put it on a paper towel and put it on a windowsill. This drying rack will just help the process of it drying a little bit better. I just finished my little drawing. It says, "Happy Valentine's Day, Mom." I wrote "Let Love Grow" in my fanciest, nicest handwriting for tucking the seed bomb into. And I also wrote "I love you lots" because I really want my mom to know how much I love her. Here's the information that I have for the seeds. There are purple poppy seeds inside this recycled paper heart, planted in the spring in a sunny location. I also drew some purple poppies next to my directions so that way they know what they are gonna have in their garden come summer. I had a really fun time doing this monthly bonus with you and look forward to our March monthly bonus. For now, enjoy making some recycled paper hearts and giving them to those you love. Bye!